Satnam. Welcome to SoulFlow Yoga. My name is Amy, and I will be your guide as we explore the archetypal themes and energies of Gate 6. So the sun is transiting or activating Gate 6, which is one of 64 gates in the human design body graph. Now, you don't need to know a single thing about human design to gain something from this session, because what we're talking about is energy mechanics, frequencies, and subconscious or unconscious patterns that we engage with, whether it's within ourselves or in some sort of engagement with somebody else. The world that we live in today, we're always in contact with somebody else. We're not hermits living in caves. So what can we learn from these energies? They're always bringing something for us to learn, to contemplate. And in the world that we live in, there's always two sides to the coin, right? Now, I want to say there's no good or bad or good. Everything just is what it is. So we hold space for all of it, and we have an experience. It's almost like when it rains, we don't complain about the rain because the rain brings the beautiful green lush grass and flowers, and also when we have a cloudy day, it makes the shiny sunshiny days even more beautiful and brighter, right? So there's always two sides, and they all bring something special with them. So gate 6, this is known as the gate of friction or the gate of conflict. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about this and talk a little bit about the sort of low frequency energy that gate 6 brings. You can look at this or think of this as the shadow side, and then the higher expression of this gate. And you can think about this as the gift, or you can think about this as the healthy expression. All right, so maybe we have the unhealthy expression and the healthy expression. And oftentimes we have to live out the unhealthy expression, become aware of it so that we can transmute it and level up or transcend into the gift of it. And this is why there's no bad or good, it just is. And the piece that is so important for us, and this is why I'm sharing it, is that we have to become aware of it and how it shows up in ourselves. We have to do this inner work on ourselves so that we can show up in the world, being the person that we want to be, being the truth of who we want to be, and living in a world that we truly want to live in. We all have a vision of what that world is, what we'd like to see in this world, maybe more love, more peace, more equity. The list goes on. And the only way to live in that world is to be that for yourself, bring that into the world from within yourself, right? So enough of that. Let's talk about gate 6. Gate 6 is in the emotional solar plexus. And this is a center that is, it's heavy. It is layered. Again, emotional solar plexus, it is all about emotions. It's emotional awareness in relationships. It is relational. It's also a motor. So there's a lot of energy mechanics behind this center. It doesn't matter if you have this center defined, which would mean colored in, or open. It is a powerful center. And so it's really important to be aware of it. Now, if you have it colored in, you have a very consistent way of feeling your emotions. And you also have probably a very distinctive emotional wave. So think of emotions, they're on a spectrum, and they go high and they go low, right? And if you have the center open, you are taking in and sampling all of that emotional spectrum from the world around you. All right. So When you maybe are in a room by yourself and you're not experiencing anything emotional whatsoever, pretty calm, like calm seas. Think about the water, just calm, glassy seas. Somebody walks into your space, your aura, and they are in an emotional low. That emotional frequency that they bring into the room penetrates into your aura, and you feel that. All of a sudden, your mood shifts, and now you're in an emotional low. And maybe you're like, you have no awareness that this person is affecting you, but all of a sudden you're like, what's going on? What's wrong with me? Why am I feeling this way? Maybe, and depending on, your, history growing up, how does that affect you? How do you respond, or how do you react to that? So once again, this is very powerful and it's very relational, right? Our emotions can change depending on who we're with, how many people we're with, right? So gate 6, the gate of friction or the gate of conflict. Gate 6 has a little, like feeler that goes out towards the sacral center, towards gate 59. When this creates a channel, is part of the defense circuit. And and gate 59 is all about fertility and sexuality. And it is like the power and the vitality. So it is the fuel that activates, if you will, at times, or gives gate 6 that sort of like, okay, now I have the fuel to fill in the blank. But what we need to know about gate 6 a little bit more. So gate 6 is like this on-off switch it happens within you, and it happens on an emotional frequency. It's about whether or not to bond. It is an emotional awareness within you about, yes, it's time to bond, or no, it is not time to bond. All right. And when I talk about bond, I mean being in relationship. Being in an intimate relationship, because this is about intimacy as well. And when it's the 59 with the 6, and if you've got the 6, you are attracting the 59s, right? And so it is about being in an intimate relationship. Now, and because of this wanting to be in an intimate relationship, is it time to be in an intimate relationship or not? Part of this is because you have emotions within you that need to be released. And they can only be released through intimate relationship. Intimacy equals vulnerability, right? So are you in an intimate relationship where you feel safe to be vulnerable, where you can express that spectrum, that range of emotions? Now, why is this important? It's important because a lot of us have jumped into relationships on the high, the emotional high, and we have paired up, if you will, incorrectly, right? So emotional waves, no matter what they are, they have the highs, they have the lows, and then you have those calm seas. There's no truth in the now when it comes to the emotional solar plexus. You have to live out your emotional highs and your emotional lows. You have to discharge all that, the emotional charge, to get to clarity. Clarity, which is the calm seas where there's no emotional charge, whether high or low, is where you make correct decisions. Now I'm only speaking to people who have the defined emotional solar plexus. Okay, this is really important for you. And when you have that clarity, that is when you know, yes, it's time to bond, or no, it is not time to bond. Yes, this is the person I want to bond with. No, this is not the person I want to bond with. And then when it is a yes, obviously, now you have an intimate relationship where you can express your emotional highs and lows. You can engage in conflict or friction and feel safe, feel heard, and go about your life, right? And you're not holding those emotions within you. You're not burying them. And you're allowed to even express past traumas and release, release, release. This is very healthy. This is the healthy side. And not only that, the healthy side of this, the gift of this is diplomacy too, where you are able to, bring your frustrations to that other person, and you're able to have conflict in a healthy way. You're able to see your piece and your part in it. You take responsibility for your actions when you're in a dynamic where you're like having a fight, right? Or you're having a disagreement. You're not blaming the other person. You're not people pleasing to avoid the conflict, right? You're showing up with what you need to say. You're saying it, and you're also taking responsibility for your part in it. Because as we know, it takes two to tango, right? So just shared a story with you. And this is how gate 6 operates, right? So the shadow side of gate 6 is two ways. Okay, there's repressed and there's reactive. The repressed nature of the unhealthy expression of gate 6 is to be over attentive, to be a people pleaser, to always be happy-go-lucky, and to never, maybe happy-go-lucky isn't the right word, but you are always happy, and you're always trying to make things happy, and you're always trying to make the situation happy. Please, 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 please. You're overly attentive. And this is a mask. This is false. This is not the true person, because inside you're probably raging, but you're pushing it down, pushing it down, pushing it down. That false face that you wear to people please, blah, 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 you're also attracting more of the same. You're attracting people who are also maybe wearing a mask, who aren't being the truth. They're not showing up in their truth. You might also be attracting the opposite, so that reactive side of things, which is tactless, right? They have an emotional feeling, the anger, and it's an outburst. And it's just, attack, attack, attack. They have no idea. They're clueless to their tactlessness and how they speak to you. They're not even taking any ownership of their emotions. They're blaming you for their emotions. They're blaming you for that angry feeling or whatever it is. And it's not even that nuanced. It's just like, it's right? It's like just attack, 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 right? So the people pleaser, the over attentive, that there's the fear of the conflict, or the tactlessness is that this is anger. Anger is fueling this just tactlessness. I can't think of any other word to say, right? And then the diplomacy is the gift of it. So having an awareness for, am I people pleasing? I'm hiding. Am I tactless? Am I just railing on people? Like when you're tactless too, you're pushing people away. So the people pleaser may be attracting the tactless person, because the tactless person can just, dump, 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 and the people pleaser is just going to take, take, take. Eventually something will break, right? This cannot go on. The diplomacy of it is when you can come together and you can own your feelings and your emotions, and know that you aren't your feelings and your emotions, and that, once again, there's no truth in the now. So sometimes before the tactless person, in the past would want to just spit it all out, they sit with their emotions and they wait for that emotional charge to dissipate. They wait for clarity, and in that clarity, perhaps they see, oh, I'm actually just overreacting, or perhaps I am reacting from an old wound that I had. Let me address my old wound before I bring this to my partner. So much wisdom here. I mean, I just in my body, can you feel the shift from this old pattern, limiting, sort of even self-sabotaging, to this gift and having this ownership? And then when you come together, you can even say to your partner, I was just, in the past, I was just reacting to an old trauma, and I take ownership of that. I take, that is mine to deal with, and I apologize. Like, oh my God, what a shift in the energy. So once again, there is going to be a shift in energy. There's even a pH change in the body when you shift this perspective within yourself. So having this awareness for this energy is so valuable. Now, if you don't have this gate defined, or even this center defined, you're even going to react to these energies, whether people pleasing or the tactlessness or anything in the middle, even any emotional charge on any of the spectrum. You're going to be taking this in, and you're going to be coming out, like you're going to be experiencing it like 10 times. So if I'm someone who has it defined and I come in with my partner who has it undefined, whatever my emotional feeling is, and I bring it to the table, my partner is going to take it in and experience it 10 times what I'm experiencing it. So as a defined emotional solar plexus, no matter what gate you've activated, is my responsibility to own my emotions and see when my partner is getting a little bit, bigger, more, like very, very, very emotional, to say, you know what, I think that it's okay if you want to take a break from this conversation. Let's come back to it when we have no emotional charge around this topic. And you give your partner a chance to empty out that sacral, release all that emotional energy that you have brought to the table. So we have some responsibility for the emotions that take place in the relationship. It's really important, I think. So what else is important? Getting clear is important. Getting to that place of clarity is important. Knowing that the emotional charge, if you're feeling it, either high or low, isn't the truth of the moment. Let's get clear. Okay, when we're getting clear, we can come to the table coming from our hearts, coming from a place of calm, coming from a place of true wisdom and knowing, inner knowing. So we're going to practice some yoga that's about becoming crystal clear. All right, so we're going to be activating our third solar plexus, our third chakra, and our fourth chakra, heart, so that we can bring our light. Getting crystal clear means we become crystal. We become crystallized. We become, crystals are like, they catch the light, they shine. So we want to shine our beautiful light, our truth out into the world. We want to come to the table if we need to have a conflict or friction with our partner, not being afraid of it and not being tactless of it, and live from our hearts. And this also brings creativity into the world. And we need more creativity, all right, from a place of the heart. So let's tune in. Adi Mantra, Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I've talked enough. Rub those palms together. This is a juicy one, all right? Om Namo Gurudev Namo. I'm going to do it really fast so you can just listen. Bring the hands to prayer pose at the heart center, closing the eyes, gazing up at the space between the eyebrows, the third eye. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Again, inhale and exhale. And now we inhale to tune in. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhale, hold that breath. Engage your root lock, that's pelvic floor, sex organs. Squeeze and hold. Exhale, lower the hands down. Gently open the eyes. All right. We are going to bring our hands, our arms actually, to the side of our body, parallel. Turn the wrists so that the palms face forward. We're going to bring that, first the left hand, we're going to bring it towards the body like we're going to hit our heart center, but stop before you hit the heart center. And then bring it back out. And then the right hand will come like it's going to hit the heart center, and then we're going to bring it out. So this should be, look, just like this. All right? And you can have fingers wide or you can have them tight together, but you're going to try to hit your heart center here. Close the eyes and let your breath match the movement. So inhale left, exhale right. So make this move distinctive so it doesn't get like wibbly wobbly and washed out. You know, like, this is very powerful. Inhale both arms out. Hold that breath in. Exhale, lower those hands down. All right, take an inhale. Bring those arms up. Okay, the bicep part of your arm is going to be parallel to the floor. Bend the elbow so that you have a 90-degree there in your arm. And then from here, let's just roll those shoulders up towards the ears and then back down the back so we have no tension in our traps. And just the elbows are going to be where they want to be once you've locked that in. Now from here, we're going to inhale, bring those hands forward like we're going to clap them, but we don't clap them, okay? And then we bring them back out. So this is a snapping motion here. So it's very powerful again. All right, so inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Eyes are closed. You should be doing this so powerfully that your entire body is moving. Inhale, arms up to where we started. Hold that breath in. So your arms are open, heart center proud. Exhale, lower those hands down. Roll the shoulders up and back. Let's just move some of that energy and release any tension that you maybe are holding back there. All right. Now bring those arms, elbows are beside the ribs. And then from the elbow up towards the hands, it's kind of going to be a little bit like a 45-degree angle here. And then pretend like you've got a basketball just underneath your big bouncy ball. And we're just going to go up and down. So just moving from the elbow like we're bouncing this ball. All right, sitting nice and tall, close the eyes. Let's begin. Again, your breath matches the movement. So you can inhale and exhale to your movements. Inhale, hold. And exhale, let it go. All right, gently open the eyes. Now I'm just giving you a sample of this Kriya, a shortened version. You can do this again and you can extend the times if you like, or if you just need a quick practice, this is perfect. All right, so we're gonna lay down on our backs. And from here, we're going to take our hands and place them over the navel center. So left hand on navel center and then right hand on top of the left. All right, make sure you have some room here. Resting the head on the ground. All right, now we're going to engage our root lock. All right, so that's the pelvic floor, sex organs like you're doing a Kegel. Pull the energy up, pull the belly button back towards the spine. Press those hands into the navel center. And then raise the left foot up. Long, deep breathing here. And now see if you can raise the right foot to join the left. You can point toes or flex, whatever feels comfortable. Continue to press belly button to the back of the spine or even to the floor. If you need to raise your legs higher, that's okay. If this is too much pressure on your low back, lower one leg. Feel the energy. You're drawing it up from the root of the base of the spine, that root chakra, all the way up. See yourself as this beaming, shining beacon of light, beautiful, sexy. We're almost there. Inhale, hold, exhale, lower. You can leave the hands there, pressing into the navel. Take a big inhale, fill the belly with air, and then push, exhale, push down. Release those hands down beside the body. Take a moment. Now inhale, knees to heart center, hugging them into the body, rock side to side. And then we're gonna rock back and forth. We're gonna spinal roll ourselves up. And let's come up into easy pose or comfortable seated position. So this entire Kriya you can do in a chair as well. All right, now we're gonna do a meditation. And this meditation is for the 5th chakra. All right, so 5th is the throat center, right? And crystal clear, right? We're waiting for clarity. We're getting crystal clear. We're, dropping into that heart space. And we want to be able to use our throat center intentionally, all right? So when it's time to have an experience with conflict with someone that you have a relationship with, whether it's intimate relationship or whether it's just, a familiar family, friend relationship, we have to use our throat center. We have to share our voice, right? And whether or not we are, coming from that tactless place, sort of that anger, we also have to be intentional about when to listen and to not use our voice, right? Okay, so what we're going to be doing, we're just going to be sitting in easy pose or in a chair, Gyan Mudra, which is pointer finger and thumb tip touching. The arms are straight, no bend in the elbow here, okay? And we're going to be chanting hummy hum, brahm hum, and we're gazing at the tip of our nose. So see, simple, easy peasy. All right? So go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Bring your gaze to the tip of your nose. Let your breath be whatever it wants to be. We're just dropping in. Just listen. All right, let's join in. Hummy hum. Brahm hum. That vibration that's happening in your throat center is so good. Hummy hum. Brahm hum. Hummy hum. Brahm hum. Hummy hum. hum. Hum, hum. Ram, hum. Hum, hum. Ram, hum. Last time through. Hum, hum. Ram, hum. Close the eyes, take a big inhale and hold that breath in. Exhale. Gently open the eyes. Just that vibration on the throat center releases so much energy, and it even helps to release sort of that emotional energy as well. Now, once again, gate 6 needs to be in the presence of another person to fully release all those emotional charges and energies and all of those things. But being able to get crystal clear before you do that by humming, just that alone will help bring you to that place of calm or bring you up into that place of your power. All right, so let's just seal this practice with one long Satnam and the final blessing, and then you can have your day all to yourself, and I'll see you next time for the next wonderful gate, wisdom and awareness knowing. All right, bring those hands into the heart center, sitting up nice and tall, closing the eyes, gazing at the third eye. Take a big inhale. Exhale. And now we inhale to tune out. Keep those hands in prayer pose and bring them up above the head. May peace be with you to the third eye. May light be with you to the throat. May truth be with you and to the heart. May love be with you. And now may safety, security, prosperity, and grounding be with you always. A sign of reverence, Satnam. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Mwah.